Hello there, folks. Now, it doesn't say much for the competence level of our current government when Jacob Rees-Mogg is calling out their utter complacency when it comes to simple matters of ministers replying to the correspondence they receive from backbenchers. Apparently, this behaviour is becoming a bit of a bad habit. As the Speaker of the House, Lindsay Lindsay Hoyle, points out here. It begs the question, what hope do we as constituents have if our MPs are being ignored by ministers when our issues are being referred directly to them? And it also begs the question, if this bad habit has been allowed to build up, does the Speaker command any authority whatsoever in the House of Commons? Let's take a look at Rees-Mogg putting his question to House Leader Penny Mordaunt.
Would my right honourable friend be able to provide time for debate on the efficiency of some government departments in responding to correspondence? I refer particularly to DLUC, to whom I wrote on behalf of a constituency on the 18th of December, the 5-month anniversary of which occurs today. I reminded them on the 13th of February, on the 10th of March, and I actually took to the airwaves on a certain television programme to remind them on the 13th of April, and no answer is still forthcoming. And may we cover in this debate whether departments that are incompetent at replying to correspondence are competent at bringing forward legislation?
Well, I'm very sorry to hear that situation. The honourable gentleman is also a Privy Councillor, and it is a courtesy to Privy Councillors that Secretaries of State should respond to that correspondence. And of course, every department must be responding to correspondence from members of this House in a timely way. I'd be very happy to take up this particular instance, and I'm sorry that the honourable gentleman has had this shoddy treatment.
Could I just say to the Leader, it might be worthwhile if we to have a meeting with the Chief Whip as well. It's becoming more and more apparent that members and backbenchers in particular cannot represent the constituents when we have departments do not answer the correspondence in good time. What I would say is it's now becoming the way forward not to answer members. It's not acceptable. We need to get it resolved, and I'm sure we can both do that together to represent the backbenchers in the way that they should be, and more importantly, their constituents.
I mean, what a joke that is. We can be pretty certain nothing will come of that meeting with the Chief Whip, if or when it does take place, because Lindsay Hoyle, as previously discussed, is weak and commands absolutely no authority. You know, a perfect storm of events has occurred since the 2019 general election. Of course, we witnessed a load of Tory MPs being elected that are simply unfit for office, and the few Tory MPs that were vaguely competent enough to be ministers either stood down or drifted off to the back benches, leaving only this pool of deplorables left to fish from to fill important ministerial positions. However, we also lost perhaps the most competent Speaker of the House in John Bercow that most of us are likely to see in our lifetime. Say what you want about him, you don't have to like the chap, but he really was a champion of backbenchers and holding the government to account in the sense of their commitments and responsibilities to the House. And this is just another example of how our democracy is a worse place in his absence, because the Tories have honestly run roughshod over Lindsay Hoyle from the moment his buttocks hit that chair for the first time. There is more to being Speaker of the House of Commons than berating hecklers. That being said, we know why Jacob Rees-Mogg is shaming ministers so publicly. It's because he is head cheerleader of the Bring Back Boris movement. So he has no qualms about taking shots at his own party if it eventually leads to his desired outcome of having the blonde buffoon back in number 10. Don't forget to click like and subscribe and comment. Thank you so much for watching, as always. Take care.